What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of JoesTech. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Gamdias Aeolus M1 1205R RGB LED case fan kit. Yeah. It's a mouthful.
1, 2, 3, jump!
Some of you guys may remember the Gamdias brand from the RGB chairs they came out with previously, but for me this was my first time working with them, so I was definitely interested to see what they had to offer as far as their components go. Since this is the 1205R kit, it's going to come with 5 RGB LED fans, the Box 2 controller, a SATA power connection, a Box 2 extension cable if you wanted to add a second Box 2 or a second kit of these RGB fans, 1 RGB header input cable, the RGB and fan speed control remote, and of course the mounting hardware for the fans themselves. My first thought when I took the fans out is that they did seem pretty durable and heavy duty. They don't seem cheap at all. The Aeolus fans have those nice rubber pads at the corners of the fans, which kind of adds a premium feel and obviously helps with vibration once you get the fans installed. One nice design piece to these fans is that they have the RGB rings on both sides of the fans, so once you have them installed, whether they're pushing air in or pushing air out, you're always going to have that kind of uniform look of RGB rings throughout your case. Gamdias has designed these fans with what they call rifle boring, which they claim allows the fan to flow more freely and provides a better performance, quieter fan speed, and of course longer life on the fans themselves. The only aesthetic dislike that I did find about the fans is that, if you look at them, like for example on the Gamdias website, they have a nice subtle gold logo in the middle of each fan. It's not that big a deal. You look at it on Amazon, they have a more subtle silver logo, which again looks fine, but the fans that I did actually receive actually have a giant and pretty bold yellow logo in the middle of each fan. So, it's not that it's that big a deal. You could just easily remove the stickers, not that big a deal. But it would be nice if the logo was maybe just a little bit more subtle on the actual production units. And I just wanted to mention this in case you guys are planning on ordering it. Maybe that will play into the theme of your PC, or maybe it won't, but just worth noting. Install of the Aeolus kit is really simple. You basically install the fans just like you would any other case fan. There is a proprietary 6-pin PWM connection that runs back to the Box 2 controller. And from that point, the Box 2 can control the RGB effects as well as the fan speed from the Box 2 itself. The Box 2 controller doesn't have any mounting hardware or anything like that. It just has 2 built-in magnets, which makes the install of that component really simple. You basically just stick it wherever you'd like in your case that's out of the way. It doesn't come with any adhesive strips if for some reason you wanted to install it on aluminum, but you could pretty easily just go ahead and put some double-sided tape or whatever it is you want to use to adhere it to aluminum if that's the install situation you have. As far as powering the Box 2 controller goes, there is a provided SATA connection. Thankfully it's SATA, not Molex like some of the other kits we've looked at in the past. On the Box 2 controller, there is an input and output, and that basically would allow you to connect a second Aeolus kit if you wanted to add, additional fans. Maybe you have a huge case and you want to install 10 or 12 fans. You can definitely do that and run those 2 Box 2 controllers in series. As I mentioned, this kit does come with 5 fans, but if you did want to purchase a 6th fan to fill that controller up, they also offer them, of course, in single kits. If you did want to take advantage of your motherboard's built-in RGB functionality, the Gamdias Aeolus kit, of course, supports Asus or Sync, Gigabyte's RGB Fusion, MSI's Mystic Light, and of course, ASRock's Polychrome Sync. As I mentioned earlier in the video, there is that RGB header cable which would connect to your Box 2, and that's what would hand off the signal to the Box 2 to allow you to control the effects via your motherboard software. What makes this kit really different is the remote that comes with the kit rather than relying on software. Of course, as I mentioned earlier, you could use your motherboard software, but if you don't want to use that, they do include a remote, and the remote does all of the controls for the case. So if you want to increase or decrease the flow of the fans, if you want to change the lighting effects, there's up to 55 different lighting effects, and of course a plethora of color changes you could do. all that can be done from the remote. The response time of the remote seems to be really quick. It's nice to be able to just kind of reference that remote and then change the fan speeds. Maybe you're going to get into, you know, editing a video or playing a game, and you just want to crank the fans up, keep everything running cool so you can get those extra frames. You can pretty much just turn the remote right up and it's no problem. Seems to kick up the fan speed like pretty quickly, so I was really happy with the performance of that remote, and it was kind of a nice change from, you know, having to reference the software. Gamdias has put out a 120mm and 140mm variant of this fan, and of course they offer it in multiple quantity options, so I'll go ahead and leave links to all that stuff down in the description below if you guys want to check out the different kits they offer. As I mentioned, this kit is a 5-fan kit. The controller supports up to 6 fans, so you could purchase an additional 1 fan if you wanted to get, you know, the full controller loaded with the fans if that's what you're interested in. But like I said, I'll leave links to all that stuff. And, you know, let me know what you guys think down in the comments section. Do you guys think that you would prefer to have a fan kit like this that does have that remote control functionality, or do you prefer the software? For me, I thought I would prefer the software, but, you know, after I think about it, I get so many complaints from people when I, you know, review other products that maybe have an associated software. They don't like to add extra layers of applications, you know, to slow down boot time, and maybe those softwares have you know, functionality issues with other programs they use. So let me know what you guys think down below. Would you prefer to have a software that managed all that, you know, RGB functionality and fan speed, or do you actually like the idea of having a physical remote like this that, you know, takes that extra workload off of your PC? This is the point in the video where I say a big thanks to Gamdias for sending out these RGB fans for me to review and share with you guys. Big thanks to Gamdias again. They were super patient with me and gave me a ton of time to work with these fans, so I really appreciate their patience, and I think that the quality of the fans was definitely worth it. If you guys do have any questions, feedback, concerns for me about this kit, or if you have any questions about any of the other products they have, feel free to let me know that stuff down in the comments section below. If you guys enjoyed the video, please don't hesitate to give me a big thumbs up on the way out. And of course, if you guys want to see more videos like this in the future, feel free to hit that subscribe button. Until next time, guys, this has been JoesTech. I'll see you in the next video.